On November 6th, Wisconsin will not only be voting in the races for governor and U.S. Senate.
We will also be asked to approve a staggering $1.4 billion in new taxes.
Our Vince Vitrano breaks down the numbers in the vote, Wisconsin's future.
61 Wisconsin school districts have 82 referendum questions on the November ballot. Total cost to taxpayers will be $1,432,304,560. Seeking massive sums of new taxes is not an aberration, it's a trend. Just the finishing touches needed now.
This is the Performing Arts Center.
Germantown School Board President Bob Soderberg beams with pride.
We tried our best to get our finger on the pulse on what did the community want. We knew what we wanted, but we wanted to find out what did the community want.
In 2016, voters approved an $84 million referendum, boosting their own property taxes on average hundreds of dollars every year. Next week, districts across the state hope voters will greenlight similar projects. Locally, more than $500 million. $60 million in Oak Creek Franklin, $60 million in Cedarburg, as well as Waukesha. And in Wauwatosa, nearly $125 million. Tosa wants to replace 4 aging elementary schools, including Lincoln, built in 1919.
I think a big thing is that a lot of school districts are dealing with very old infrastructure.
Paul Nolet is an associate professor of political science at Marquette University. Is this sort of the norm, not the exception now, that we will year after year after year see school districts putting referenda on the ballot?
Yes, I think this trend has been growing and it will continue to grow, I think. So that is something that's now part of the fabric of education politics here in the state.
In the mid-1990s, Wisconsin imposed revenue caps, an effort to curtail consistently escalating property taxes. If school districts want to spend more now, they have to ask the voters first.
It's frustrating when they ask for money for certain things.
Voters don't always get what they think they paid for. Angry parents and students lit up the school board in Racine earlier this year, saying they were promised improvements at the Case High School pool.
Despite the taxpayer support, we stand before you today with an empty pool and empty promises.
Despite approving referenda in 2008 and 2014 for $144 million, the district never did fix that pool. It's now been declared structurally unsound and is shut down.
We'll have curtains that come down. We could do softball, baseball in here.
But in Germantown, they're getting a field house, performing arts center, and a new pool.
We did our research. We conduct a lot of surveys, a lot of focus meetings with all of our constituents, and we found that our community wanted this. So that's why we have it.
In recent years, the success rate of referenda is on the rise as well, now well over 50%. So if your local school district hasn't already asked for a major referendum, the odds suggest it soon will. Vince Vitrano, today's TMJ4.
Thank you, Vince. And since 2015, Wisconsin voters have approved more than $3.6 billion in school referenda. Find out what's on your ballot and where your polling place is at tmj4.com/thevote. Election Day coming up November 6th.